cooking today. And yeah. You guys, I have a confession to make. I'm not the best cook. Granted, I've never really had to cook, especially now since all my family is close by. So if I'm not cooking, my sisters are cooking. Well, one of my sisters are cooking. My uncles are cooking. My dad is cooking. My mom is cooking. My sister's mom is cooking. So it's just like, I don't really gotta do that. But I'm going to try to learn because eventually that's something I need to do. That's a skill you need to have. So I'm cooking today. And I'm gonna bring you along to see how it goes, alright? Okay, everyone, so let's get into it. So I got this recipe off of Pinterest, and I'll link it down below. But basically, it's like this Italian chicken recipe. I'm not really sure what to call it. But I basically started off by thawing these chicken tenders. I made about 3 pounds of chicken tenders. And I'm cutting them up on the cutting board and I'm putting them back into the bowl. As you go on, you'll see that I'll add everything to that bowl because of the seasonings I'm adding them. I wanted them all together instead of just trying to like lightly coat it later once it was on the pan. And I'm just cutting the chicken tenders up into bite-sized cubes so that one is easier to cook and of course easy to eat. All right, so after I was done with that, I washed my hands and I grabbed the vegetables out of the fridge. I had already pre-rinsed everything except for the tomatoes. My sister loves tomatoes, so I made sure to put extra tomatoes in there for her. And then I offset it with broccoli because I love me some broccoli, and zucchini too. So I put those 3 vegetables in there and you'll just see me slicing them up. I also put in some red onions as well. Right here, you can see me mincing up the garlic. Well, attempting to mince up the garlic because I'm not a mincer. I don't know how to do that, but I'm trying. And I use like this itty bitty knife to do so. And I think I did a relatively good job for someone who doesn't really cook like that. Honestly, I just try to mimic what Tiana did in The Princess and the Frog. I ain't even gonna lie. Now I'm chopping up the zucchini. I just did the little circles and then cut the circles into 4s and then threw them into the bowl. And I threw away the top part of it that has like that little, I want to call it a hat, but only because I watch VeggieTales a lot and it looks like the little hat, but that part, the top part, I threw away. I also realized that I bought too much broccoli, and the little bouquets that I had picked out were pretty big because I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, I didn't end up using all of the broccoli, but I did use that one broccoli bouquet. I'm not even sure that's how you say that. Well, cluster? Some. I also wanted to try the trick on TikTok where you use a wet paper towel to not let the onion make your eyes run. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to redo that one again. So these are the seasonings I'm gonna put in. I'm putting Old Bay, Italian seasoning, and of course we need the chicken bouillon seasoning on the chicken because nothing is better than chicken on chicken. And then you'll see me get a glove and I'll just start massaging everything together. I probably should have got a bigger bowl because I promise you it was like real close to overflowing. Oh, and I topped it off with some olive oil as well. And then I'm also going to coat the pan in olive oil, and that zucchini really just hopped out the bowl. I'm just mixing and just trying to make sure everything gets some more. I really do love Old Bay, so I'm gonna probably add Old Bay in there about 5 more times. Okay, so I also wanted to make this white pasta dish that I made before on ramen, and you basically use just like Parmesan and stuff. So while that was boiling, I went ahead and I had already turned on the oven, and I put the chicken and vegetables all in one pan and spread it out. I oiled the pan with olive oil beforehand, and that was good to go. So here I'm adding milk and cheese to the pot of noodles that were boiled. I had already drained them before, of course, adding all this stuff. So while I was doing this, my sister came to check because she's the actual cook. She did like culinary and all that other stuff. And she informed me that I was doing it wrong and that I should have made the sauce beforehand and then added it to the noodles. So what I did is take out all the noodles and then tried to like remake sauce out of what was already in the pot. And it was okay. I saved it relatively well. I'll give myself that one. So I'm just adding more seasonings into the sauce that I'm trying to salvage. I think I used most of that Parmesan in there. I was just trying to get it thick enough to put back on there. And then to test if it would stick, I would pour some of the sauce onto the other pot of noodles and see how it stuck to the noodles. So when I felt like everything was good enough, I went ahead and put the noodles back into the pot and mixed back up. And I'm showing you what it looks like. And here is the cooked result of the chicken and vegetables. And yeah. Okay, so hi everyone. We got a little rocky there with the white pasta, but we made it. It tasted good. I got raving reviews from my family. So, you know, it's just period. Now my presentation always gonna look a little off, but the flavor is going to be there. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and follow me right now. I got ready to go to my friend's graduation party, and if you watch my vlog, you'll probably see some of that. Okay, so make sure to subscribe, like, share, tell me if you also have a hard time cooking, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay.